on the frame that holds the skid plate on, there's two welded tubes at the front, at the very bottom where it attaches to the motor, the lower motor mount. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but neither of those tubes are sealed from the factory. They have open ends on them. And there's no weep holes in the lower frame rails. So if you get dirt or mud or water in those, they're going to fill up and eventually either rust it out, or just you're going to pack a lot of weight around at the least. So we're going to go over a couple different options. One will be sealing them off. Another is drilling weep holes, which probably should be done even if you seal them off. Okay, here are the tools we're going to need to do this job. It looks like we can do it with it in place, with a modification to the silicone tube. So what we have, obviously the skid plate's been removed. We used an 8mm socket. There's 4 of them. So that's out of the way. We have a ball peen hammer, a punch with a very sharp point, a number 40 cobalt drill bit, and a 3/16 cobalt drill bit. Then we have just general purpose 100% silicone GE. Any brand will be fine. I happen to have that handy, so that works best. Then a silicone gun for the tube of silicone, and then of course we have an electric drill. Okay, so we have this 6-inch piece of tagged-on tubing. It's 5/16 of an inch. We're going to put it on the end of the silicone tube, and that will allow me to reach the 2 portions of the pipe that have the open ends. That way I don't have to physically disassemble it. Okay, so we're going to fill both tubes. We've got the tag-on tubing on the end of the silicone. We have it filled to the end. I'm using a bandana flashlight. These things are amazing. A good friend of mine bought me a pack of them, and they're the best flashlight I've ever used. So just insert the tube into the end, start squeezing a little silicone in. Okay, we have the silicone in the 2 tubes. Hopefully you can see this on the camera. It's very difficult to get an angle, but the front of the 2 tubes are sealed with silicone. It's not pretty, but they're completely hidden from sight, and it will keep them from getting water and dirt down them. So now we'll move on to putting some weep holes in the bottom rail, so if moisture does get in, it can get back out. Okay, we're going to put a weep hole in each one of these center rails so that if any moisture or dirt gets in there, it can get back out again. So we're just going to take our punch, try to center it about halfway, give it a little tap with the... This is pretty soft metal. It makes putting a pretty good indent into it. Okay, we're back. We're going to drill the holes. My battery drill would not clear underneath. There's just not enough space, so I'm using a right-handed drill that I have. Close quarter drill, they're called sometimes. And again, I'm using a number 30 drill bit initially to make the pilot hole. Okay, so it's going right through very quickly. It's a cobalt tip. I'd expect it to. After I'm done with both pilot holes, we're going to switch to the 3/16, and then I'll take a little black paint to touch up the area where the hole is, keep it from rusting. So I'll drill the other pilot, and then I'll get back to you once all the holes are done and we... Okay, we're going to deburr the holes with a 9/32 inch drill bit. Take the edges off them. This step isn't necessary, but it just leaves a nice clean hole without any material around the side. Okay, now we're going to use black Rust-Oleum, gloss black. You can buy it anywhere, any Home Depot. I think Lowe's has it. You can get it off Amazon. It seems to be a pretty good color match for the calipers on the bike and the mainframe. This actually looks, this engine cradle / motor mount looks as if it's possibly a matte black rather than gloss, but again, none of this is going to be seen. The skid plate will go back on. Nothing will be seen, and you'll have some weep holes. So if somehow water or dirt were to get in there, or water in particular, it would be able to drip out, and it would have access to the air to dry out. So very important, you seal the 2 pieces of pipe at the front and then put some weep holes in, and that should take care of the issue.